In 1944, under the heavy shadow of British rule, a terrifying secret war erupted silently within the Jewish underground of Palestine. While the Holocaust raged in Europe, Britain strictly closed the gates of Palestine, leaving desperate refugees stranded and driving local resistance movements to radical extremes. Two rival factions, the mainstream Haganah and the militant Etzel, fractured over how to fight the British while a world war consumed millions of lives. Terrified that Etzel's violent attacks would provoke a total British military crackdown and crush the entire Zionist project, the Haganah leadership made a fateful choice. They launched a covert operation known simply as the Season, turning fellow Jews into informants and handing underground dissidents directly to British colonial authorities. It was brother against brother in a devastating internal conflict, where neighborhoods became battlegrounds of suspicion, espionage, and sudden midnight arrests by British officers. Tel Aviv cafes and quiet residential streets transformed into hunting grounds, where informants watched targets and reported every single movement to their handlers. Lists were compiled in secret rooms containing names, addresses, and safe house locations of dissident fighters who refused to obey the Haganah mainstream directives. Underground solidarity shattered as ideology clashed with fear, proving that political survival could turn former comrades into bitter enemies overnight. Captured dissidents found themselves locked in interrogation rooms run by British intelligence officers who relied entirely on intelligence provided by their Jewish informants. Midnight raids struck unsuspecting safe houses across the region, dragging young fighters into detention camps without a single shot fired between the rival underground factions. While leadership justified the arrests as necessary for the greater good, ordinary community members watched in horror as neighbors betrayed neighbors to foreign rulers. Hundreds of suspected militants were detained or handed over, creating deep scars of mistrust that would influence Israeli politics and society for decades to follow. Etzel members vowed revenge against the informants, promising that traitors within the community would face absolute reckoning once the British occupation finally came to an end. The Yishuv stood deeply fractured, torn between the urgent need for unity against external enemies and the bitter reality of internal political betrayal. For operatives caught in the middle, executing orders meant abandoning moral principles to protect a fragile collective future from total destruction by colonial forces. Whispers in dark stairwells warned young recruits about the dangers of talking too freely, knowing that a single careless phrase could lead straight to British custody. Survival demanded ruthless pragmatism, yet every arrest carried out by the Haganah eroded the foundational trust that held the Jewish community together in Palestine. Operating in absolute secrecy, intelligence handlers coordinated with British authorities through secret intermediaries to ensure dissidents were intercepted without public chaos. Families found themselves fractured as brothers and cousins aligned with opposing factions, turning holiday dinners into tense arenas of unspoken accusation and fear. As 1945 arrived, the hunting season reached its frantic peak, with dozens of underground members detained and the British tightening security nationwide. Even those who carried out the operations privately questioned whether saving the institution justified the permanent destruction of community brotherhood and trust. Rumors of the war in Europe finally ending brought little comfort to a society still bleeding from wounds inflicted by its own members. Eventually, the season wound down as broader geopolitical realities shifted, and the looming threat of British withdrawal forced rival factions to reassess their strategies. Though the operation officially concluded, the psychological scars remained deeply embedded within the underground generation for decades after statehood was achieved. The hunting season stands as one of the darkest chapters of pre-state history, illustrating how fear and desperation can drive people to unimaginable extremes. For years, many participants preferred silence over confession, burying the painful memories of internal betrayal beneath the triumphant narrative of national rebirth. Historians decades later unlocked sealed archives, revealing the full scale of cooperation between Jewish underground leaders and British intelligence officers. The season proved that external oppression does not automatically unify a persecuted group. Sometimes it fractures them from within in the most painful ways possible. Remembering this dark episode ensures we acknowledge the complex moral dilemmas faced by ordinary people caught inside extraordinary historical catastrophes. What would you have done in their position? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe for more deep dives into hidden historical moments.